Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So this is a really cool experience. You know, I didn't get to review the vehicle when it was first revealed, but I'm here now at Carlisle, Pennsylvania, 2023, and that's what matters. The new 2024 Ford Ranger Raptor. All right, first of all, we're going to start in the front. You have the C-clamp headlights. So right here, Haley's going to show you this. When the vehicle's on, you'll see this illuminated, this LED light, and it really looks good coming down the road. You know exactly what it is. Projector headlights. See performance written in there, a little Easter egg right here. Haley, you can zoom in on that. And first of all, you know with Ford Performance, they love the grills being different. There's actually a function to this. So if you notice this grill right here, what happens is, it's just not just big Ford letters, right? But all of this is for induction. So the 3.0, they've been able to free flow and move more air into the engine. So about 50% induction loss reduction. And the exhaust is about 33%. So this thing breathes. This is where the engine is getting its induction air right here. So basically you need this wider front end on this Ranger to house the V6, the 2.7. and in the Ranger Raptor, the 3.0. And so all of these extra big holes here is to get more air for cooling. We have your usual, this is for like adaptive cruise control and whatnot. So this is here. We do have our sort of our titanium looking, our silver skid plates right here. And the hood, you see these little passive air vents in the hood here, pretty cool. Now this one does have the graphics package. So we have the graphics right here. You'll see this and also on the side of the bed. But let's come on around to that. So this is the optional the bead lock wheel. So you know this Ranger Raptor comes with 33-inch tires. And so this is the optional bead lock capable wheels. The base ones that come on it are all black. So it's a little bit different. See, this does have the running board on the side. And here's the other part of the graphics package right here. So if you order a Ranger Raptor, it's going to come with just the Raptor itself as standard. But if you pay a little bit extra, I think it's like $800 or so, you'll get this graphics package, and you saw it in the front as well. So this is something pretty unique. For the first time, the shocks have been mounted, and these are Fox shocks 2.5 or 2.5 inch. And these are coilovers in the rear. Now what makes this rear end a little bit different, this also has the watch linkage, which I'm going to show you that as well. But for the first time, the shocks are mounted on the outward or the outbound outside of the frame. That's going to add more stability, a little bit better handling, and definitely for off-road. Now I've got a question for Ford on this, and we'll try to figure it out today. Is we have the watch linkage on this, right? Why not the Bronco Raptor? That's a question I hope to get answered today. But if you look at the back, we have the active exhaust. All right, so you're able to change the tone, performance, Baja, quiet, you know, performance, that type thing. If you notice too, our recovery points here are mounted to the hitch. So the hitch goes all the way across. It looks pretty standard, nothing unusual there. I do like the big Ford oval in the back, and look at that. They've put black in there. Not that Ford blue, but it's got the black in there. It sort of really goes good with this color. This is carbonized gray. See the Raptor badge here? It does still say Ranger across the tailgate. I thought that was interesting that, you know, would it say Raptor? But that's an extra expense you really don't need. But Haley's going to hand me the camera, and I'm going to look at that watch linkage underneath as well. So there you go. You'll see it mounted to the differential. So on the tailgate, this is pretty cool. If you watch this, we're going to open it up. How you like that? It doesn't slam like the good old ones do. Now, what I thought was interesting, they add a little bit of code orange here on the tethers. So you see a little bit of color here. So we do have the dampener. So this is a dampener. It's a sort of like a shock right here. And this is what keeps that from slamming down. Now, here's a little Easter egg. I'm going to take the camera one more time. This is pretty cool. Right here, you'll see Ford has the measuring ability right here on the swing gate. It goes from, obviously it starts at 0 and goes all the way to 50 inches. Now here's something else. You can actually use C-clamps to hold something down. So what good is this measuring here, right? What are we going to measure? Well, you can put a piece of wood across here. You can use this opening right here, stick your clamp in here, clamp your wood to the tailgate, and whatever's overhanging, you can cut it. You don't want to cut the tailgate, obviously, so pay attention to what you're doing. However, you could cut a piece of wood up here, but you're out in the woods. right? You're out in the woods, you're off-road, you're trying to cut something. How do you cut it if you don't have any power? Well, Ford has now in-bed powers. Now, what Ford has done to help solve that problem, cutting that wood off-road, if you're outdoors, you're overlanding, you're camping, you're out in the woods, and you need power, well, guess what? For the first time, we have the ability to plug in 12 volts DC as well as household or 115 volts there. This is a 400 watt inverter. Basically what you get is the 12 volt ability to hook up. You can charge your phone or run anything else here, or you can plug in an extension cord, run that saw or whatever it is that you want to run. So inside the truck, the bed of the truck, you know, it looks pretty standard, nothing unusual there. You will see the power sliding back glass. So inside the Ranger Raptor, you see that this is the ebony interior. We have the code orange stitching in here. It's pretty awesome. I hope to be able to open the hood on this in the front. All right, so I'm inside the Ranger Raptor. I gotta love this thing. I can't just say Raptor, right? Because we have the F-150 Raptor, have the Bronco Raptor, and now the Ranger Raptor. So the first thing I noticed is this tall center stack. I love the way this works. We don't have the keys to it, so I can't fire it up yet, but I do like, I think this is 12 inch. Here's one thing that's really cool. I've talked about this in my build and price videos. What we have, you have the analog temperature control for the climate, right? You also have an analog for the radio. But what's also interesting, you can change the climate in the center stack. So you might ask, why the redundancy? Well, some people like the feel, you put your hands on the knobs and turn it type thing. Well, what about the ability if this screen was to go blank? You had a glitch. We had one in our Bronco, just a glitch happened. Well, there's a bumper sticker, glitch happens. So anyway, so you're able to change the temperature of the climate as well as the fan right here by the button. So it's pretty interesting. And of course we have our hazard and we have the recirculation for the air and max AC, defrost, fan, and like that. So that's your static controls here. You do have a charger. You have a charger, lay your phone right here, give it a charge. You have USB connections in here. You have a little storage right here for knickknacks, whatever. If this is a business vehicle, who knows what you'll put in there. This is the E shifter, and it's the palm shifter. Some people don't like this. In certain Ranger trims, you can actually get like the Bronco style, the traditional shifter, but in the Ranger Raptor, this is the shifter that you'll get. What's interesting, you see the ebony color on here, but you have the orange stitching right here, and we have the orange around the AC vents and you know, in the seats. And what I really like is you sort of have this, I don't know, marine gray leathery feel type stuff here, and then you have a suede material here, and then you have the code orange with the code orange stitching. This is a nice touch. I really do like it. So right here, Haley will show you, this is our drive modes. We call it GOAT modes in the Bronco, but in here it's actually labeled as drive modes. You have your parking brake, and then we have some of our off-road buttons right here that you'll use to change your modes, the lockers, things like that. Lockers are also, I think the lockers are actually controlled in the center stack on this one. The instrument cluster here is nice and big. You'll have all kinds of features in here. Sorry, we don't have it powered up today. And we have the magnesium paddle shifters. So this is where we're able to shift and do some cool stuff here. If you're under that performance mode, you can really shift it. Now, another thing, and I'm talking fast because we have a lot to do and other people want to look inside this Ranger. So one thing I thought was interesting, you'll see this design in several places on the Ranger Raptor. So in the Ranger in general, you know, this design kind of looks like tread design, right? But this is on the climate vents. The steering wheel, it's just functional. It feels good. It looks good. You got Raptor written here. It's a cool vehicle. Auxiliary switches, so we have those, all the auxiliary switches overhead. I tell you what, it really is a cool feeling vehicle. I like the way it feels. When you're sitting inside, the dash is not too pronounced, it's just right. You can put some stuff up here, the slope of the windshield, and sitting in the seat, I would imagine when you adjust it exactly the way you like it, it would feel very comfortable, but right now I feel good in here. And it wouldn't be a Raptor if we didn't say Raptor in the back of the seat. Now, one thing I will tell you, this is like a plastic here, and this is sort of, it's raised letters right here. It's pretty solid. It's not just printed on there, not going to wear away, looks good. I tell you what, I'm excited for this thing. All right, everyone, so right now we're going to turn the camera around and actually take a look at this 3.0 and this Ranger Raptor and check it out. Okay, under the hood of this 2024 Ranger Raptor, you'll see the 2 charge pipes that go down to the intercooler. Now, in the 2.7 for reference, there's a Y fitting here, which greatly reduces the airflow to the engine. So this is one of the many ways they've been able to reduce the induction losses on this engine. So as you're traveling over to the intake for the airbox, you'll notice the intake's a little bit larger. The airbox is larger as well. And also there's a knockout right there below the washer fluid fill. That would be where you would plumb in your snorkel. So you could put a snorkel on this Ranger and tie it in right there. A few modifications and you're done. This 3.0 is part of the Nano family. It's like the 2.7, looks very similar. Obviously, internal differences as well. This engine makes 405 horsepower, very strong, pretty cool with the upgraded turbos. There you have the 33-inch wheels on the, or 33-inch tires on the beadlock capable wheels. And you'll notice that C-clamp wrapped headlight with the projector beams. And here we have the control arms. This part of the suspension looks very similar to a base Bronco, except for the 2.5-inch Fox shocks. You'll notice control arms aren't very large. They do compare to the base Bronco. The Bronco Raptor has much larger ones. So here we have the grille in the front. You'll notice all those big areas, like we said earlier, allows for more cooling, more airflow to the engine. So as you're looking at this, you see the wider front to house that V6 now in the new generation, as well as the side profile, carbonized gray running boards, Raptor graphics on the side, the Raptor badging there, the tailgate with Ranger in it, the blacked out Ford logo, more Ranger badging. There it is. Okay, so in typical fashion, car show music started to play, so I had to do the last little bit of that video with a voiceover. So I'm here at my house, obviously, and I wanted to finish the video up and say thanks for watching. If we get to review one in not such a busy, chaotic setting, we'll be able to do a little bit more of a thorough review and also drive and look at some of the electronics inside. So that is on the way, I can guarantee you that. So I hope you liked the video for now. It's our take on the 24 Ranger Raptor. I do think it's a win for Ford. I think the only problem now is they're going to have to build these along with the regular Rangers and the Bronco in one plant. And I really believe all of them are going to be super hits. Another good job and another vehicle that's fitting the needs of today's buyers. So anyway, I'm out. If you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to our channel. I look forward to talking to you on the next video. See ya.